Get it.
It's come all the way. Appreciate everybody coming. First order of business, I'd like to invite Dr. Stevens up. He's got business here. He's been here for a couple of years, I think. Year and a half or so. So he's going to this committee. Come on up, Doctor.
Hi, everybody. I guess this is going to be a little bit informal, but my name is Devin Stevens. We have a little family practice that opened up right over here where Dr. DeRocher's office used to be. A lot of y'all probably remember him if you've been here for a while. Most of the people who come to see me seem to remember him pretty well. Said he had his whole place decked out full of Georgia gear. So I'm loyal, but I don't advertise it quite the same way that he did. I want to make sure that people feel cozy even if they come from Florida. We can all get along. Yeah, we've been in business here for about a year, and we've been really happy to get to meet a lot of folks. I see some folks here who I've met on the street, some folks have been in my office, or you brought your family members in. And I'm personally touched by a lot of the people that I've gotten to meet. I find it really fascinating that in this line of business as a family physician, people come to you and they start to tell you things. And otherwise, they'd never tell other people. And they quickly demonstrate that trust they have. We didn't really know exactly what was going to happen when my wife and I said, yeah, we'd like to be in this area. We knew that Statham was a cute little place with antique stores and train tracks, and that was pretty much what we've been exposed to. We've been here a year. We just kind of celebrated our first anniversary, and we're happy that we're busier now than we were then. But my wife and I, we want to be in this town for a long time. And I didn't always know I wanted to do family medicine. I argued with myself a lot about what I wanted to do, but I definitely feel like this is a place that I want to be. And I want the community to feel like there's someone that wants to be here as well. I think it's a great place. I didn't know the Sunflower Festival existed until last year. We quickly ran up some sweets and passed them out to people, and folks seemed to like it, so we did it again this year. And my wife has gotten really good at making fudge and caramel, so I enjoy any excuse to crank that stuff out. That's so wonderful.
Good recipes.
What was that, ma'am?
I can give her some good recipes.
Oh, trust me, she taught you guys with the best friends in the But the reason that we will stay here is if the community wants us. You know, we want to be a place where everybody can come to be their first visit to the healthcare system. I see people all the time who say, I haven't had a doctor in 20 years. I'm glad they finally chose me. I'm not sure if I'm the best one for them, but I'm glad they finally decided to come in. But we try to make a really complicated system as simple as we can for folks. And I think that old-fashioned decency and common sense and honesty goes a long way. I hope that folks that don't know about us will. I hope that folks who have good doctors will keep them. I hope that folks that are looking for one will come talk to us and get to know us. We're friendly people, and we work hard to make sure that you get what you need. And when you are feeling sick and when things are problematic, that we can get it fixed as quickly as possible. I don't want to take up too much time. They told me to come and say hi to everybody, hopefully get the word out a little bit more. Does anybody have any questions? Does anybody know where we are? Good. A lot of folks walk by and they look at it and they go to the antiques. And I tell them, stop in, say hi, find some cool stuff. If you find something cool, let me know too. But anyways, we're glad to be here. We're going to be here for a long time. So thank you all for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. I want Sam to come down a minute.
Okay.
Everybody got together, got a card and signed it for appreciation that you've done on the picture. And I don't know where it got to. I think it got moved or something. While
Yeah,
we
it's
do
over
it.
there, taking off the wall for paint and putting the seeds in. It'll be back up.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna call for the approval of the minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay, motion by David, second by Hattie, all in favor? Okay, thank you. This time I'd like to thank a couple of people that have done some hard work during the festival and look at it. Betty Lyle done an awful lot of work for the festival. She worked and worked and worked, and a lot of, some of our employees worked during the festival. So I want to thank Betty for what she done, and Martin, stand up. If y'all haven't met Martin, he lives off of Price Street. I want to thank him for helping me. I'm about decided not to do the car show anymore, because this is a lot of work. And Martin jumped in there and helped me a lot, so I want to thank him for what you done.
The success of the festival was laid heavy on Betty's shoulders. She did a wonderful job. With your guidance, we were able to get through that car show without too many blunders or mispronounced names, things like that. I do appreciate the opportunity. I had a lot of experience for me I've never encountered before, so thank you much for your time. Thank you a lot.
Have you gone here, Michael?
We're always looking for volunteers. Anybody wants to volunteer out there, come on, step up. We can use it. Sunflower Festival and a lot of committees. I would like to see Garden Club come and work some out with flower beds. There's a lot of things that people can do for the city. But yeah, you work, starting the whole business, please.
Sure. The old business is done. We're going to move into new business. We're going to begin with the Pillar Award recipient for Annual Mayor's Association Dinner on October 24th.
In the work session, Donna Baker, I presented her as a recipient. We'll need to vote on her. We asked for more nominations, and that's the only one we got this time. So, I'm gonna ask for a vote on that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion and vote.
Okay, I'll make a motion, we, give Pillar Award to Donna Baker. Is that good?
Okay, all in favor? Thank you. Okay, item B, I believe.
We're going to move on to the extra supplemental life insurance coverage for city employees and officials. This is an optional $10,000 supplemental life insurance. The cost is 38 cents per thousand. It is optional, and participation is mandatory for 20% of the employees or officials of the city.
What was that last year? Officials done what?
Employees and officials, and 20% participation.
Don't have any questions?
But this is in addition to what the city already provides for.
Right, it's exactly good, helping that.
Make a motion that we provide this coverage for the city's employees.
I'm gonna second that.
Got a motion by Gayle, second by David. All in favor? Okay.
The next item is GMED's life and health insurance rate increase for 2018.
Like we discussed in the work session, there are going to be increases with GMA's health insurance. But I do have 2 other companies that's going to be giving me quotes. I have not gotten them yet, but I do make recommendation if the other two companies are not, lower than GMEX, then, we would have to stay with GMEX.
Okay. Do we need to vote on this? Wait for the-
We can, it's next month, it's open enrollment, October though.
They have to have a call meeting, but
Yeah.
probably want to wait till you have those numbers.
Yeah, we should have time if we do it next week, so I'll find out this week.
Okay. Make a motion that we set it aside until next week at a call meeting.
I'm gonna second that.
All right, all in favor? Thank you.
Next is the proposed millage rate for the 2017 property tax.
The proposed millage rate is gonna be, it's gonna be a decrease this year from 5.133 down to 4.917. So we won't be able to adopt it tonight, but it will be back on the agenda next month to be adopted if we go with the new millage rate.
Okay, any questions? They went through the budget, and they cut some people out. Really, we need, but we're gonna move on, and try to save some money. And, so, she went through each department. Asked for cuts. Every department had a cut.
Next is the resolution for the alley abandonment on 1771 Broad Street.
If y'all had the opportunity to review the resolution, basically, I meant to bring this as a picture so you all can see it. You have to look at it on my phone. It appears, although I didn't, okay, y'all got it. We got it. It appears that Mr. Statham intended for this to be a company now. It didn't occur to me, quite frankly, until I saw this. I knew that we had a lot of those small lots and alleys and what have you, but the fact that it goes all the way out there suggests to me, and the person who's buying that property, Ron Hamilton, has told him that. So I'm interested to know from Mr. Hamilton what mill or what have you was intended, because I'm not aware of a site where that actually occurred. But nevertheless, and everybody's been here for a while, so you know we have these alley issues all over the town. When Judge McLaughlin was the city attorney, he took the case up to the appellate courts against Mr. Hale, trying to sort this out for forever and always, but it didn't work. So we're having to deal with them one at a time. You all know there's a building sitting on part of this alley, and it appears that alley or that right-of-way was never open. Certainly never been accepted by the city, never been worked by the city as far as anybody can tell. And so the resolution basically makes those statements. And the way this will work is that although it doesn't appear again that the city has any interest, the title insurance company for the buyer needs for the city to abandon any interest they may have since this old deed has shown up. That what I was showing you, that's actually recorded in Jackson County, and that's why there's a reference to Jackson County. As you all know, Carroll was part of Jackson until 1916. This plat was recorded in 1910, so those records are actually in the city of Jefferson, the courthouse over there. So I would recommend that you all adopt the resolution. I'm happy to answer any questions. Because there's only one owner that's impacted, if for instance this had been cut up into blocks or something like that, then we would wind up having to give notice to every owner on that might have access across this alleyway. But because it's only this one property owner, we'll be able to give them notice. And once they respond, then what the resolution does, you all are also authorized the mayor to execute the quitclaim deed, which will clear up the titles, and that property will be able to be sold. Any questions?
The property that Thomas is talking about is the
Jungle Grove.
Jones Road. That's the property. And I think it was done years ago, but it's not in the records.
If it was done by the city at one point, it never got recorded as a quick claim deed, or there's nothing on the public record. So Chicago Title has given them a multiple insured title. There's an exception, so they can't get a loan on the property.
Okay. All right, we have a motion to appoint this. They made a motion, we have a second.
I'll second it.
Fair second, all in favor? Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move on to citizens' concerns. Kendra Sexton, assist citizens with debris cleanup from Irma.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, sure. I just have a couple quick questions.
We'd like to
Of course, we
hold
have-
everybody to 5 minutes. You know. Okay.
If I'm going to take
All
off.
right.
You know, everybody knows, being a small town, what happened, you know, that day or whatever. My questions are regarding the debris pickup. I know we pay a fee for it, so I think everyone's really concerned and confused about the policy, where the policy is, or where it's in writing somewhere, spelling out the details of the debris pickup, like the diameter of the tree, what it's limited to, the length of the branches, where it's to be placed, what days it's supposed to be placed on, what's the schedule for having it picked up, that type of thing. Because I mean, I have stuff in my neighborhood that has nothing to do with Irma that's been laying out there for months. And no
Okay.
one's ever picked it up.
Sure. In our ordinance, we have branches and heavy brush shall be cut in lengths not exceeding 4 feet and stacked in front of the residential property adjoining the curb and shall not extend into the street. Logs, limbs, and branches over 4 inches in diameter or over 4 feet long will not be collected at any time. Now, these specifications were put in place due to the equipment and the manpower that we have here in the city.
Right, and then my only other second question, this is where it comes into the Irma thing. You know, this is the first time we've really been hit by any kind of storm of that magnitude, tropical storm, you know, coming out of a hurricane and whatnot. I'm really disappointed being the small town that this is, that that's the attitude that was taking, that people aren't going to help people. And it was always my understanding that that was one of the biggest reasons for having the inmate contract, was to help with the beautification of Statham. For them to help cut our grass, for them to weed eat, for them to pick up garbage, whatever. So, you know, I completely understand the debris pickup on an everyday basis. You know, people shouldn't be allowed to cut down their trees, you know, any time of the year and throw it out by the road and expect the city to pay to pick it up, you know, or cut it down or whatever. But in the aftermath of a storm like that, why were we not utilizing the inmates to help the homeowners cut some of that stuff up smaller to where the truck could pick it up, versus like they were just weed eating up here on the corner the other day? And we still have all that debris out there, and all that debris was still out there for the Sunflower Festival, for people visiting our city. I really just, I don't understand that decision.
Well, that decision was needed with the ordinance. And we tried to explain that.
No, this goes beyond the ordinance. This goes to just being human beings and neighbors helping neighbors.
I understand that.
I mean, I had 7 trees down in my yard that didn't belong to me. I had a trampoline from 2 blocks over that came into our yard. We tethered it to our fence so it wouldn't go hit anybody else's house or cars. We have a metal building in our backyard that doesn't belong to us. I didn't at all go to my neighbors and say, y'all better get this stuff out of my yard. We knocked on the door and said, how can we help you?
Well, I think they've done that several places.
I actually was with the group that actually helped with the trees that were in your backyard.
Yeah, you helped with Chris Hubble's, but
I
not with Billy and those.
The pear trees. that
Yeah, you
are-
helped with Chris Hubble's, you didn't help with
They're
Billy
on your property as
Willoughby's.
well, aren't they? They're the divide between your property.
Mine and Billy's property.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and I helped remove some of that wood.
With Billy the other day. Because we
With-
never
with
seen you out
Christopher-
there, we
with
were out
Christopher-
there.
With Christopher.
You did with Christopher, not with
But
Billy.
it was.
I wasn't
it was-
including the
that's
tree that
okay.
was on
But I
Chris's.
will tell you that I was involved in
I
removing
know.
some of the wood from your property.
Not on my property,
Those dividing trees.
but that's not my property.
They're not divided, part of your property?
No. They're 12 foot off the property line.
Okay. But the
But
point
you're
is,
getting-
but the
you're
point
getting-
is
Hang
that
on.
people were helping people.
Gail, do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear you.
What happened to the small town? I mean,
You
I just
gotta
don't get
realize-
it.
You gotta realize, we had a festival coming up that
Yeah.
we had to work at.
I understand that. I'm saying the inmate labor. I wasn't saying that.
I think that's what I just wanted to address with inmate labor, and I think Thomas can probably, they can't go on private property. If I'm not mistaken, that's in their
I
contract.
think that's correct. You're,
That is.
you can't use public
It's illegal.
resources on private property.
No, I understand that, but they could have put it
No,
at the
they
side of
didn't.
the road.
But I'm not fine. They could pick it up off the side
The
of the road.
people that initially put their debris down piled it next to the road, just shy of the bike lane. After all this happened with Mr. Bragg and so
So you're not
forth.
talking about on private property?
No. After all this happened with Mr. Bragg and stuff, everybody then had to pull their stuff back away from the bicycle lane and farther into their private property before the festival. That was done.
So
You know-
have y'all called City Hall and said you had to have pickup?
Yeah, we've called in my neighborhood several times. Like I said, we have debris sitting there for months.
You know, this, like you said, this has been, catastrophic, and I know I've still got stuff
Yeah.
by our product, but,
My-
you know, I don't
my-
mind because I know
my-
it's gonna take a while.
My point was, it should have been neighbors helping neighbors and
But-
city
and
officials
that
helping
happened.
city officials, helping neighbors,
It
helping
happened.
citizens and whatnot. And there was a complete and total breakdown.
People
Well,
were helping people.
I think that.
And by the way, Ms. Jacks, would you stand up for a minute? Please? And repeat what you said. Please? About me? Just now?
Me?
Was it you that said it? Or who?
Yes, I said it. I said that we've seen the
The inmate.
inmates in your yard.
No, you didn't. You saw him on the right of way, cleaning up the whole of Broad Street, and I'm sick and tired of that lie.
So the right of way that you're talking about is not private property. So they can go onto that right of way.
And they have been on your
That's 10
property.
foot from the pavement into my yard, correct?
But they're not gonna go to that tree
That's
that was
not
knocked over,
property,
was it?
So they can go there.
But the point is, I've seen many a time where Ms. Jacks and her friends said that lie, and I don't appreciate it.
haven't
Let's
seen
hold it up, just hold it up. The time frame's over.
Yeah, like I said, I was just
All right.
waiting on an answer.
Time frame's over. Okay, go ahead.
Moving on, Kelly Pickens, storm response by city.
She's not here now.
Cheryl Aaron, natural disaster cleanup and audit issues.
As you all know, just started talking about it already, there was an incident on Broad Street Tuesday morning while cleaning up the storm debris that resulted in a citizen being arrested. I won't go into details about that because there is a possible pending lawsuit coming your way. It's just gonna happen. However, the city needs a natural disaster relief plan. Do we have anything like that?
We work under the civil defense in Ware County.
You do what, Robert?
Work under the civil defense in Ware County.
Okay.
Ware County.
Well, I contacted the city of Bogart, the city of Watkinsville, the city of Winder, and none of them refused or charged their citizens for removing debris for this natural disaster. Each home in our city pays $24 a year for debris removal. That is $24,000 per 1,000 homes. So my question is, why are you charging additional money for meal pickup when we are already paying for that?
We're not charging that.
That's not what I've been told. I've been told that there's a $2 fee that's rolled into our water and sewer bills.
I don't think you're right on that. No,
You don't think that's right?
I don't think it's right.
Well, some of your council members do.
No,
Some of your council members do believe so.
We pay for that service.
I don't think that's right. You could be right, but I don't think you did.
Well,
We have received notifications in the water bill about Leon pickup and the charge. It's
look,
coming.
y'all take it up for 5 minutes.
We did that a long time ago, it's a heavy fee.
Listen, Statham is only a 1.5 square mile city. There should have been no reason not to help all your citizens remove debris that had been cleaned up and placed in the appropriate place. Okay? There's a home on Broad Street that has had debris placed on the road in the bike lane, still is, if you'd like to go look, for weeks. The city has picked up every single one of those piles. That was not from a natural disaster. That was cut down and put there. If you took every one of those piles over the last month or 6 weeks and put them together, you would have the same amount of debris that you have in my yard from a natural disaster. But you picked them up. You didn't have any problem with that.
Have you not had your stuff picked up, Cheryl?
Oh, no, ma'am. No. Governor Deal has approved disaster relief in all 159 counties in this state. That's $3 million federal dollars coming your way to assist local and state governments with the cost of cleaning up.
I know that. We also front out.
Therefore, there should be no reason the city should not pick up the storm debris. Trying to prove a point that you have control of this town and decide who you'll help and you won't is unprofessional. And it is only setting yourself up for more ridicule and distrust. Now I'm going to move to the audit because we've beat this dog enough.
Okay.
Okay?
But before we do that, we are removing debris now, or?
Not at my home. They've been by my home multiple times in the last, I don't know, even today, I took photos today of them picking up debris on Broad Street.
Across the street.
And they're digging their heels in here. They've been told, the workers, I got word, the workers said they were told not to pick up anything else on Broad Street. Now, evidently that changed today because they were doing so. But they're not touching ours. It's a personal thing.
We got debris everywhere, sure.
I know that, Robert, and you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. But I'm talking about the audit. This is a subject I know well because I am a CFO of a nonprofit that is audited yearly. I have seen the email exchanges from the auditor to the city as well as the state audit commission. I am more than appalled to find out that there's significant missing cash. Upwards of $175,000 with no documentation of where the money was spent, which rendered you unauditable. That's just unacceptable. The taxpayers pay the highest millage rate in the state. Our water and our sewer bills have increased 20% in the last 2 years. We are charged for permits to put up fences, pools, and countless other things, all while you're mismanaging money. I understand we now have a new city manager. Nice to meet you. When she begins to uncover the good, the bad, and the ugly down here, it's going to get hard. And it's going to get stressful for everybody. But there is an urgency to this. It needs to be cleaned up and quick. We should not be spending more than we are taking in. We need a balanced budget reflective of the real numbers. Congratulations to you for cutting the budget. We need to stop the unnecessary spending and keep cutting that budget until it balances. It may not be popular, but it's necessary. I've been in contact with the State Audit Commission regarding a forensic audit. If there's been no wrongdoing, you all should want to know where that money went. The taxpayers want to know. It will be costly, but I'd rather see it be spent on this issue than spending on unnecessary things. Identifying and correcting the issues are the only way this town is going to survive. Which brings me to the police department issues. The department is costing us way more than the price tag of $500,000 on the budget. It's costing us countless lawsuits that we just can't afford. What'd you say, mister?
Said it's not on the list of authorized.
It doesn't matter, I'm talking. I know there's an attitude of nothing that come of these lawsuits, but I can just about bet you, you're wrong. You want me to come back with the police at a later time?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay, well, I'll let you know, I'm gonna make a motion that we close it and turn it over to Bear County.
Okay. Michelle, you want to talk about the audit?
The audit is in process with Hawkins and McNair. Fiscal year.
It's been going on for a long time.
It ain't like we ain't trying to do that. And there's no money missing, I can tell you that.
Oh, Robert, that's in black and white from the auditor. Yes, there is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. What other business?
Executive session.
Pardon?
Executive session.
We need to go in executive session.
I don't have anything tonight.
Okay. We have a motion with you.
I make a motion, we adjourn.
All in favor? Okay. Thank y'all for coming.
Are you doing the story for Barry? Newspaper?
No, ma'am. For city record.
I was contacted by someone, I thought it sounded like you over the phone for the picture today, but it wasn't.